AM 1170. The Answer. KCBQ.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network. Welcome to Gun Sports Radio, all about shooting, hunting, self-defense, and more. Now, here are the hosts of Gun Sports Radio, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
All right, folks, welcome to Gun Sports Radio. This is show number 48, and happy 4th of July. Yeah, it's Tuesday, but we celebrate 4th of July 365 days out of the year. Go to gunsportsradio.com if you want to check out the most awesome website you've ever seen. Trust me, folks, that thing is bad to the bone. We want to thank Aaron for all his hard work on that. Also, this segment is brought to you by Gun Range San Diego. Without them, boy, I tell you, it would be a tough job keeping this show on the road.
Yeah.
7853 Balboa Avenue, 7 days a week, 10 to 10, the Nordstroms of gun ranges. If you don't believe it, go check it out yourself. GunRangeSanDiego.com, GunRangeSanDiego.com. Special deals going on all the time. 365 days out of the year. I tell you, just go to the website, get involved. You can also join up. And when you join up, you can get in the all the different programs they have there that'll fit your financial needs. And trust me, it's all good. All right. Right now we've got, what is that? Hieroglyphics.
Isn't that great?
You're terrible. You must be a financial planner.
You got it, man.
You got to be a financial planner, man. I'm
Yeah.
telling you. Hey, we got John Dillon on the line. John, are you there?
Yes, I am. How's it going, guys?
Okay, what's this I hear you got bad news? I don't want to hear no more
No, he's
bad
got
news.
great news.
Nah, I heard bad
Well,
news.
actually, this is one of those rare times where I do have good news when it comes to gun laws in California. So, big talk of the town in the gun industry that in the last couple days, but to provide a little background, remember there was Proposition 63 in AB 1446, which passed last year, and they were going to ban the possession of high-capacity magazines or any magazine that holds over 10 rounds. Well, those laws are set to go into effect yesterday. Come last Friday, people were supposed to comply with this new law or else they were going to become criminals overnight. So the big news is that a federal district judge, Roger Benitez, he issued a preliminary injunction stopping the enforcement of this law until trial or until the injunction is appealed. Wow. So there's no enforcement of the law right now. This federal opinion and injunction stops it from being enforced. The Attorney General of California was ordered in the opinion to notify all law enforcement agencies that they're not to act on this law yet, and this law is on hold until either it gets appealed and this judgment is overturned, or it goes to trial and we'll find out whether or not it's constitutional.
But let me ask you this. Are they going to comply?
Well, that's the thing. As of now, people who lawfully own any magazine that holds over 10 rounds, they don't have to do anything. They don't have to get rid of it. They don't have to sell it out of state. They are complying just by having it because of this injunction.
Okay.
If this injunction didn't go through, then they would have had to either sell it out of state, destroy it, turn it into law enforcement
I got
yesterday.
you. Yeah,
And this was a really strong opinion by the judge, too. Wouldn't you agree, John?
Absolutely fantastic. So Judge Benitez, great judge. People in my firm have actually been in front of him a number of times, and we hold him in high regard. He's a very fair, rational judge. So when I saw that he was a part of this case, I had good feelings right in the beginning. But just to give you an idea of this opinion is, the government, they put forth their data and so-called evidence, which included 3,100 pages of news articles and studies regarding gun violence and all that. Two of these studies apparently were from Mother Jones and Mayors Against Illegal Guns, so you can kind of guess what the conclusions of these studies were. But a great quote from this opinion, and you can pull it up online and read it, but Benitez states, "A statute criminalizing the mere possession of an integral piece of constitutionally protected firearm cannot be justified on the basis of defective data or emotion-driven claims." And I think that quote hits it right on the head.
That's amazing.
Because we're going to try to do the knee-jerk emotional reaction, that does not make something constitutional.
He did. It was amazing, and he turned their phrase around on them too. They talk about gun violence all the time, and the judge actually, in his decision, wrote that defensive gun violence may be the only way a law-abiding citizen can avoid becoming a victim. Which I thought he turned that gun violence, propaganda right back around on him, which I thought was great.
Yeah, Judge Benitez, he really made the government have to, put forth some real, solid, rational evidence. They failed to do so in this hearing, but that's what a judge should be doing. He should be requiring real, concrete evidence and not anecdotal, emotional claims, which for too long in California, those kind of arguments have been upheld when it comes to restricting gun rights. So I encourage anyone, go on Google, find this opinion, and read it. It's a great read. It really is.
Where would they find it, John?
Isn't it on your website?
You know what? I don't have it up yet, but I'll post it up today so everyone can get easy access to it. We'll post the entire opinion. Read it. It's a great, great read.
That's
the good piece of that's the good news of the day, definitely.
And that's
just to make clarification, though. People need to realize this isn't the final decision. So the law hasn't been defeated. It's still law. It's just not being enforced at this time. So we either got to wait till trial, figure out whether or not it's going to be enforced, or if it gets appealed and overturned. So don't make the mistake of thinking the fight's over. It's just the beginning.
Right.
But we won this battle, which is a good thing.
Okay, so what's the bad news?
All right. I'll give you a little bit extra good news today. If you haven't heard, the DOJ, they submitted their proposed assault weapon regulations a little while ago. The Office of Administrative Law, they rejected those regulations. So DOJ has to go back to the drawing board, amend these regulations, and resubmit. And because of that, look at this. We're in July, and no one still has assault weapon regulations, and it is still impossible to register an assault weapon. Because of this, the DOJ went and cried to the governor and requested more time. So now the deadline that everyone has to register their assault weapons has moved from January 1st, 2018 to July 1st, 2018. So we were given an extra 6 months just so the DOJ can get everything in order, because they have severely been lacking this entire year so far.
And John, also too, didn't they request like $250,000 or some more money to fund this thing, this delay?
Yeah, more money, more time.
Right.
It's what everyone has been saying is going to be the case, and everyone's been predicting. They were woefully unprepared. They did not think about these regulations when they wrote them. They didn't think about the law when they got everything passed. It's just you can see so clearly how ill-prepared they are when it comes to these new laws.
And real quick, also rewind on the magazine conversation. Schwartz and I were talking about this a long time ago. Mike Schwartz, San Diego County Gun Owners, about we're talking about normal capacity. Magazines are 30 rounds. That's normal capacity. High capacity is really maybe 50 or 100, but certainly 10 is not, or 30 is not high capacity in our opinion.
And 10 is definitely not standard.
When you consider the amount of guns in the United States that use magazines that hold well over 10 rounds straight out of the manufacturer, and that's how it's been done for years, like decades even, where it's a normal magazine holds 15, 20, even 30 rounds. So it truly is, when they say high-capacity magazines, this is a politically driven definition that had no merit or bearing in the real world of the firearms industry until it started being used that way, just like the word assault weapon.
Yeah,
that thing didn't exist until politicians
it's propaganda.
made it up. Mm-hmm.
All right, Hollywood, you're staying with us, right? Yeah, I made Hollywood stand up and take notice. Hey, you're going to stick with us for the next 15?
I do have to get going, but I did want to also make a quick thing. There is now a new legal action being filed against the DOJ for trying to withhold the proposed regulations from being on public notice and for public view. I encourage people to look that up. Maybe Michael Schwartz can talk about that a little bit later on.
All right, great. He's looking forward to it. All right, buddy.
All right,
we'll
guys.
talk to you later, man. Hey. Again, cafirearmslaw.com, cafirearmlaws.com, or give them a call at 760-431-9501. Be there, be square. Thanks, buddy.
All right, have a good one.
Thanks, John.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and take a small break. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio, and we're definitely going to have to talk to our board op. What is up with this music?
It's like the Academy Awards, right? They're trying to play music to get us off.
He's playing funeral music. Oh my God. We'll be right back.
AM 1170, The Answer. KCBQ.
All right, folks, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio. Dave Stahl, Lance Belkey, Michael Schwartz, and Hollywood Holyfield is in the house. So what are we going to? We're going to go to. We got to talk about who this is sponsored by. And we want to thank Trident Gunsmithing for all their hard work. TridentGunsmithing.com. I was out there the other day. Dan was putting together. I don't even know what he was putting together, but man, it was cool when he got done with it. Trident Gunsmithing for all your modifications, anything you need done to your gun. They also sell guns, too. They got a great selection of, I didn't left my other paperwork. I think it's Remingtons. That's right.
Yep.
Hunting rifles. And they do hunting classes as well. So if you really want to get into it, 858-577-0576, or just go to TridentGunsmithing.com. So, Michael, since you get all the bad news.
Yeah, John left me
What a nice guy.
Deliver the bad news. He got to deliver the good stuff. He left me with the bad news. So it was actually a pretty big week last week when it came to...
Wait, you opened up the San Diego County Gun Owners grocery store.
Well, not a grocery store, but yeah, we're now selling...
Throw that out there.
Sure, San Diego County Gun Owners swag. So we're selling 2 different kinds of hats and a polo. Our polo is a 511 polo, and we have bumper stickers as well. So
who's wearing the 511 polo?
Who's wearing the 511 polo?
Big Lance Pelkey got the 511 San Diego
got it,
County
man.
Gun
I'm
Owners
rocking
polo on
it.
Yep.
It looks awesome.
Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
cool
but
hat.
I mean, that's such a great deal. Yeah, you got your hat.
It is, yeah. If you go to our website, SDCGO.org, SDCGO.org, and then click on shop.
Right.
And you can...
and proceeds go towards San Diego County Gun Owners' main job. And that's
what we're going to do is we're going to reinvest it and get more stuff out there. So
Sure.
T-shirts and coffee mugs and all kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, absolutely.
right. Sounds like a good deal.
So the bad news is, it was, like I said, it was a big week for Second Amendment court cases, is the Peruta case. For the last 8 or 9 years, just about every Second Amendment San Diegan has kind of been hanging their hat on this Peruta case, saying, this is going to be it. This is going to be the one. This is going to get our CCWs.
Let's throw that case out, just a synopsis so people know what we're talking about.
Sure. So Ed Peruta tried to get his concealed weapon permit, and they actually told he went down and gave his application, and they said, nope, we're not even going to take your application. We can tell before we even process it that you won't get it. And he hired a lawyer and said, hey, your good cause policy, sheriff, is horrible, and I'm suing you. And it made its way up through the courts and eventually made it to an 11-panel judge on the Ninth Circuit, and they overruled the previous ruling, which was actually a very, very, very solid pro-Second Amendment ruling. But the 11 judges overruled and said, nope, there is no constitutional right to concealed carry. So it kind of floundered there for a few months, and then after Trump was elected, they knew he was going to appoint, Gorsuch, or somebody that was pro-Second Amendment. Certainly Gorsuch is. So they appealed it to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court decided not to take it.
Not to even look at the case. That was horrible.
Not to even look at it. So, and
they can do that?
They can do that. And there was a couple of unusual things about it. One is...
And didn't Gorsuch want to look at it?
Well, that was one thing that was unusual, is Gorsuch and Thomas actually wrote an opinion on why they should have taken it. That's very unusual.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They usually say thumbs up or thumbs down. They don't explain why. And they just absolutely just the scathing opinion on why they should have taken the case. And there were 7 judges that said, no, we're not going to take it. And many of those judges actually voted for Heller versus D.C. and the McDonnell versus Chicago, which were very pro-Second Amendment cases. So it was unusual. So there are a lot of different reasons for why they could have done this. It could have been that they thought, well, this isn't a strong enough case. We're going to wait for another one. It could be that they just didn't want to make CCWs, legal in California. It could have been a whole lot of things. But unfortunately, that was 8-9 years of legislative work and millions of dollars.
That somebody just says, no thanks.
Yeah, and we're done.
I didn't think they could turn down a case. I thought
they turn down about 99% of the cases that are submitted to the Supreme Court.
Then what the heck's the point of the Supreme Court?
Well, once you get, every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to get their case to the Supreme Court.
I know, but 99%.
Well, but that shows how many they get tons and tons and tons, thousands and thousands of cases. But
that's good. They've never gone up against San Diego County gun owners.
Yeah, exactly.
They haven't come. They don't know what.
If you haven't read the Clarence Thomas rebuttal or opinion letter, you should. It's very well thought out, very well written, and after you're reading it, you're thinking, how could they not? After you read what he writes, it's pretty amazing.
And what I think we got to talk about, and what I'm putting the question out ever since this happened is, okay, now what? Everybody's been hanging their hat on this one court case, and I think it really underlines what San Diego County gun owners has been saying, that, hey, we need to do things every single day. We can't just wait for lawsuits to happen. Lawsuits are important. They have to happen. We have to fund the organizations that bring them. It's crucial. But putting all our eggs in that basket just backfired big time. Big time.
And we can't be reactive. We have to be proactive.
Exactly right.
So we have to worry about the stuff that hasn't come down the pike because it's coming.
Right.
Anything that you could think of, the worst thing that could ever happen to a gun owner, it's coming. You just got to figure out how to get ahead of it.
Yeah, and if you're passionate about the Second Amendment, my question is, okay, now that Peruta is done, it's not going to go anywhere. In fact, we're worse off than when we started. What are you going to do? How are you going to change what you do every day or every week or every month? Now that court case is not going to help you. And San Diego County gun owners, what we are going to continue to do is put political pressure, get the right people
in the right
elected,
place.
Exactly, and put pressure on media. And I got to tell you, last week Mark Larson had me on his show to talk about the Peruta case, and a couple hours later, Sheriff Gore was on the show and said, hey, San Diego County gun owners has criticized me and my policies. They might have a point. Maybe my policies are a little too subjective. I'm going to see if we can review them and make them more objective. And if that kind of thing can happen, and how much faith do I have in him revamping his policy? Little to none. Yeah. But we got to continue to put the pressure on him.
Yeah, but the fact that he made that comment on Mark Larson's show, you can sort of keep his feet to the fire.
Exactly.
And I mean, you don't just say, well, and then walk away. You continually go after it in a very professional way. You don't want to be a knucklehead until he can come up with another way to go.
Yeah, and the next question usually is, well, what do I do? How do I hold his feet to the fire? What do I do to put political pressure on him? Well, one of our members a few months ago, we were talking a lot about, hey, go meet with your representatives. Call them up and get an appointment and meet with your representatives. And he did. He went and met with Supervisor Diane Jacob out in East County, and brought me along, and we sat down and talked about some of the issues we were having. And one of them was how subjective and vague his CCW policies are. And she said, well, gee, I support the Second Amendment, and my constituents want me to support the Second Amendment.
It is at East County.
It's East County, and I said, okay, great. Well, support's a verb. So here are some things we can do. And, she said, yeah, I am going to talk to Sheriff about this. And she and I are continuing a dialogue. And it's that easy. This member, his name is Bob Makemer, didn't have any special connections. He's not rich. He's not, particularly, he's just a normal guy who said,
which is good.
Which is great. He just said, hey, I want to meet with my representative and tell her my concerns. And then, he brought me along with, and it worked out really, really well.
I wonder if you can go on Yelp and complain about Gore.
I don't think so.
Start a Yelp for all the politicians?
Well, I don't know why not. They do it to restaurants and they do it to businesses. I mean, it's just a thought, if you got enough Yelp complaints.
Well, speaking of Yelp, or speaking of, seeing Sheriff Gore, I was telling the guys.
Yeah, what are you living with this guy?
During the break, yeah. So on Thursday night, I was at a function for a for a big attorney in town, and really nice function, and Gore was there. And
you chased him down?
No, I didn't. I actually was gonna maybe snap a photo with him, but truth be told, I had to go to the restroom, so I just kind of bypassed him, and I thought I'll catch him later. And then the next night, Friday night, we're at a local restaurant, and who's sitting across from us but Gore? So I decided to buy him send him a dessert and my card, and so then he came over and
what did you send him? Humble pie?
Yeah. And so he came over and said
with ice cream.
Yeah, he said, thanks for the dessert. And I said, well, love to have you on the show. And then, he kind of gave me a little bit of an evasive answer. So we're going to pursue it, though. We had Myers on the show. And so,
did
at
you
some
tell
point,
him we had Myers on?
No, I didn't get a chance in that setting. But it was,
I'm proud of
good.
you, brother.
You got it, man.
I know you were happy. Boy, you were.
I was on it.
Well, I'll tell you, the next election, 11 months away.
But isn't that what it takes? Just like what Lance says. If you happen to run into him on the street, walk up to him and say, "Hey, sir, I'd like to I'll introduce myself."
How come you don't issue CCW?
I thought he was probably thinking he's going to have a nice quiet dinner, in La Jolla, away from all the righties, and we got him.
That's right, and we're in election season. We're not going into election season. We're in election season already. So.
Yeah, we're already doing fundraisers for some of our favorite candidates already.
That's right.
Bingo. And San Diego County gun owners, we're going to have an endorsement meeting in January. Mm-hmm. So we're going to probably have some endorsements ready by the end of January, which means right now, what can you do? Well, if there's a candidate that you like, that you want us to endorse, or you want to make sure that we consider, then make sure we've heard of this candidate. Send us an email, come to our meetings and say, hey, what about so-and-so?
Give them the website again.
San Diego County GunOwners.com. Yep. San Diego County GunOwners.com.
What was that?
San Diego County GunOwners.com.
Okay, I think I got it now. Okay.
And we base our endorsements on a candidate's Second Amendment stance. That's obvious. But the other two things I want to talk about and get out there is that there are two other criteria. One is candidate viability. And if your candidate is great on the Second Amendment, but they've raised $2 and they have no infrastructure to get elected, we're not going to tell our members to support that person.
They're not going to make it.
There's too many other important people out there that we can get elected and we can make the difference. And the other is character. Even if they have the money and they are pro Second Amendment, if they were arrested for kicking puppies or whatever, they got to have character. So those are the three things we're looking at. So
if you meet our standards,
got to meet our standards.
They got to have character, not be a character.
Oh, well then I'll never run. Trust me.
How many times you heard that?
Yeah, he doesn't want to tell you.
But if you have a day a week, a day a month, these candidates need your help. So get out there
and they listen.
They listen.
You don't think they do? They don't think your vote counts? They listen. Because if one calls them, then they get nervous. If two calls them, then they really get nervous. If 20 call them, they're going to start digging into it.
Well,
and if 100 call them,
we were talking to the mayor of Coronado not that long ago, and and you ask him, when people show up to a town hall meeting, what's a good turnout? And I couldn't believe it when he said 3.
Yeah.
It was like 3 people show up that we listen, and like, wow.
Yeah, but you would think about 150 of them would show up, not 3.
Right? Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break.
You bet.
Then when we come back, we got a whole lot more right here on Gun Sports Radio, KCBQ AM 1170. The Answer. Forget
that AM 1170. The Answer. KCBQ.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome back, Gun Sports Radio. I'm Dave.
I'm Lance.
And this is AM 1170, The Answer. And this segment is brought to you by Gun Range San Diego. Gun Range San Diego, located at 7853 Balboa Avenue in San Diego. 10 to 10, 7 days a week. Go to gunrangesandiego.com for everything you want to know. And I've said it once, I'll say it again. It is definitely the Nordstroms of the gun ranges in San Diego. They take care of you just like Nordstrom's would take care of you if you had the money to go to Nordstrom's. But you got plenty of money to go to Gun Range San Diego because these guys got discounts. They got nights where you can go in there for minimal amount of money and shoot the heck out of whatever you want to shoot. Training, they educate you. They take you through this whole system. And once you become a Gun Range San Diego customer, you actually become family. So check them out, gunrangesandiego.com, gunrangesandiego.com. And with Not going too much deeper. Joe Holyfield, commonly known as Hollywood. This is your segment, my man.
It is. And before we start talking about all the wonderful things that Veronica and the crew are doing over there at Gun Range San Diego, I just wanted to pull up the Clarence Thomas.
Oh, did you pull it up?
I pulled it up, and just a couple of sentences out of his letter to the rest of the Supreme Court. For those of us who work in marbled halls, guarded constantly by vigilant and dedicated police force, the guarantees of the Second Amendment might seem antiquated and superfluous. But the framers made a clear choice. They reserved to all Americans the right to bear arms for self-defense. I do not think we should stand by idly while a state denies its citizens the right, particularly when their very lives may depend on it.
Wow.
And that's coming from...
That's poetry.
That is true.
It is
that ought to be a bumper sticker.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Or a T-shirt or something.
And just the fact that we do have someone on the Supreme Court, with that in their mindset, it's like it might be like a light at the end of the tunnel. So,
how are you going to argue that? How do you argue that?
You can't.
You can't.
He has, if you look at some of the opinions over the years that had nothing to do with the Second Amendment, occasionally Clarence Thomas will just stick it in there and say, hey, when are we going to rule on the Second Amendment? So he's really been chomping at the bit.
I didn't know he was a big Second Amendment guy.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, he's a big constitutionalist. He's great. So I just wanted to get that out there because it was such a well-written letter, and you can read the whole thing. You can find it online, and if you're into it, go find it, and it's definitely worth the read. And down at Gun Range San Diego, there's a lot of stuff to read. We got signs and posters all over the walls because we have so many sales going on right now. We got the car CW9 for $275, 2 magazines and a holster. It's cheaper than like my price as an employee to get that gun. I think we might be sold out of the Taurus 85 Ultralight, but we had those on sale for $269, $259. We got 1,000 rounds of 45 brass case 45 for $360, which is basically cost on that.
And people should be stocking up.
They should be stocking up, and we got some
for 2018.
We got some. They may have saved us on this magazine ban, but a lot of this ammo stuff, the ammo database and not being able to order it online, can't be shipped to your house. You have to purchase it from a person face to face. A lot of these things are still going into effect. So before the year's out, stock up, and then when the year starts, we are also a full reloading dealer. So if you need any type of reloading supplies, components, gear, machines, you come see us. We'll get you taken care of. And I just talked to Veronica today, and she's going to set it up to where if you buy your equipment from us, you get. We're going to set up a 3-hour class once a month. You come by, and we'll teach you everything you need to know, how to do it safely, how to do it right, and how to stay within the guidelines of SAMI.
That's huge. I can't tell you how many times people ask me for reloading classes. People are really interested.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've been doing it for years and years and years. I'm the resident expert down there at Gun Range San Diego. So I'll be giving classes and would love to, if you want to set something up through San Diego County gun owners, but, I would love to support that as well.
And are you guys open on 4th of July?
We are open on 4th of July, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Usually we're 10 to 10 every day, 7 days a week.
Going to go watch some fireworks?
Yeah, Veronica, her heart grew big, and she wants the kids to be able to go see the fireworks.
Bigger.
Yeah, it grew bigger.
Bigger.
So she's cutting us loose on Tuesday to go watch fireworks and celebrate the. I don't like to call it celebrating 4th of July because I don't celebrate a day. I celebrate my independence. I celebrate the country's independence.
365 days a year.
So we get to go, actually celebrate independence on Independence Day. So we're looking forward to that. And also out there, we have, want to make sure people know, we have that unicorn gun everybody's looking for, the CZSP-01.
Wow.
That is, on everybody's hearts and minds, but never in their hands. And we still have it. We're still ordering them. We've cornered a distributor, and we're just taking them in. So if you want one, we got one. You need to come down and get them before it's too late.
And a lot of people that shoot matches use those.
Oh, they love it for shooting matches. Yeah. And, there's this company out there called Cajun. You can buy a bunch of their aftermarket parts and it really turns what is already a phenomenal race-style gun into a ridiculous race-style gun. And our armorers there at Gun Range San Diego can take care of all that for you. Alex has done it to his. Alex has his gun so fast and sleek, it's crazy. I think, just as fast as you can shoot, and then just one round on top of another.
He doesn't even have to pull it out of the holster.
And speaking of holsters, isn't Smith & Wesson having like some kind of deal going on when you buy something and you get a holster or something like that?
Well, it would it's
Springfield
it's
had
Springfield,
one.
And the great thing is Springfield that ended on June 30th.
Yes.
However, we just got emails today. They extended it to August 31st.
Wow.
Yeah, so still come down. You buy any Springfield handgun, whether it's a 1911, an XD.
Right.
You send your receipt in to Springfield. You get 4 extra magazines, a holster, and a magazine caddy.
And now my 10-day is up tomorrow on my TRP operator.
Are we having a party?
Oh my gosh!
You ought to for
Yeah.
a full rail TRP operator.
It's gonna be.
That's like Charlie finding the golden ticket. Over
Yeah.
here.
Is this like fireworks on the 4th of July?
It's beauteous. But speaking of, you don't even have to take your mail your receipt in, because I just took my receipt. I went online.
Yeah, you take
and
a
I
picture
just
of it with your
put
phone.
it. And just put it in there and whammo.
Yeah, because you don't want to give up your receipt. I was going to say you don't want to give up your receipt.
Yeah,
if you have to mail it in.
You go right on. You do it from your smartphone.
Yeah, a lot of that rebate stuff is just is a pain in the butt. Never works. But this was the easiest thing ever. So
Well,
yeah,
just put the word in there and you're done.
Now, did you guys announce that 3% event yet?
We have announced it.
Excellent.
And it's we got. Speaking of stuff to read on the walls, we got these posters up all over the place. Aaron made them up for us. They look phenomenal. And the 3% deal is, historically it's believed that it was only about 3% of Americans who were actually fighting for our independence. That it's a 3%er. It's the 3%ers that keep America safe, that keep America free. And we have some of the greatest customers. I know, not some of. We have the greatest customers in San Diego, in Southern California. We got people who drive all the way down from Marietta, all the way down from Orange County because they like our facility, like what we do, and we know that even as great as our customers are and as busy as we stay, it's probably about 3% of the people who should be shopping with us. So what we're doing is we're doing a 3% sale to celebrate those 3%ers, and it's 3% over cost.
Wow.
So it's. I hope on the 17th, because this is July 15th, I hope on the 16th we have something on the shelf to sell. I mean, it's we shouldn't, because at 3% over, we're literally giving stuff away.
No kidding. I mean, that's not even processing. You're not even paying for processing.
Yeah. So it's not. Yeah, that doesn't cover shipping. That doesn't cover. It's 3% over. That basically covers when you use your credit card. We're not losing money.
Right. Yeah.
That's
right.
it.
Exactly.
But we're doing it because of what the 3% represents.
Sure.
And it represents the finest of Americans who help keep this country free, and it represents the finest customers in Southern California that hang out at Gun Range San Diego.
And we were very honored. San Diego County Gun Owners is very honored that you guys are having us put up a table there to tell people about our organization.
Absolutely. It's going to be a membership drive for San Diego County gun owners, because hopefully we will have a lot of new gun owners there. And when you come in, when you're standing in line, because I can't imagine it's not going to be pretty busy that day, make sure you stop by the San Diego County Gun Owners table and learn what you can do and how little it takes for you to do to help restore our gun rights. Not just keep them, but here in Southern California, we need to restore them.
Right. And by the way, you need to bring me some more pamphlets, because Trident is out. I gave away the last ones when I was there Friday.
Well,
I beat everybody up every Friday. Every Friday I beat them
They
up.
have 2 of my shotguns right now, so maybe I'll
Well, yeah, but we just need to get them some more of the flyers.
Sure.
they have my sisters too.
Half everybody's family is down there, I'm telling you. So, with that being said, what else is going on at Gun Range San Diego?
Well, Veronica just gave me, a big pat on the back because, I have a sister, my own business, and she was pretty proud of what we're doing tomorrow down in Bay Park.
Yeah.
And wished me big luck. And we're giving back to some vets by celebrating Independence Day, by celebrating those veterans who.
Right. What was the name of that one group? The what was it? The B group?
Triple B.
Triple B.
Triple B Adventures. They are a great organization.
You can talk a little bit about that. I think that's pretty amazing.
Triple B and Challenged Athletes Foundation. Basically, what both of these organizations do is they take veterans who are disabled, whether it's mentally, physically. You met Danny this morning.
Super kid.
No, Danny's the guy with the amputee.
Yeah, he was a pretty good kid.
Yeah. Tina was the super cute one.
I'm not talking about Tina.
But no, Danny, he was there. He was the amputee that was on KUSI this morning. And what they do is they take these vets who, might have been great athletes, through college and high school, and then they join the military and they get disabled. And they take them back out and they show them, hey, just because you're missing an arm, a leg, or both arms or both legs or whatever it is, just because you're missing these things doesn't mean you're missing out on life and you can't have the adventure. You can't be an athlete. So Triple B takes guys out. They teach them how to
everything.
Hunt, fish, trap animals, scuba dive. They take them on a skiing trip. Challenge Athletes Foundation.
They put him in that. They put him in the one kid there with the amputee.
Yeah,
he just came out of a race truck.
Yeah, he was with Challenge Athletes, and what those guys do, if you were whatever you did is before you got hurt, or if it's something you want to try now.
Boom,
if you were a motorcycle rider, you're a bicyclist, you are a
off-road
driver. They find the funds and pair you with the people who are going to build you the equipment so that you can still compete at the level you're comfortable.
And that kid has not gotten over that yet.
Oh no,
going out on that race truck.
Oh yeah, he loved it.
I'm telling you. But anyway, that's going to be at the High Dive down on Morena Boulevard. What's the address?
1801.
1801 Morena Boulevard from noon until they throw Hollywood out, which probably will be at 12:02. But no, there's going to be special drink deals and food deals.
Yeah, it's the same spec hops that you were talking about before, which is a veteran-owned company. The High Dive bought a keg, and every keg bought from that, or every pint bought from that keg goes straight to charity.
There you go.
High Dive's donating the entire keg.
All right, and Hollywood will be there too.
I'll be there passing out shirts.
All right.
Nice.
All right, we're going to take a small break right here. Right here on Gun Sports Radio with David Lance. We'll be back in a moment. Slam on the brakes. Slide inside, grab a hat, throw it in, grab a gear, be gone.
Roadkill hat.
Dude, I got one. Strategic Defense Initiative. Heard of that? Yeah. Got one over there. Out on the freeway. All right, folks, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on AM 1170. Hey, you also got to check out zombieindustry.com. Zombieindustry.com. I have no clue what they make.
Yeah, they make a real nice, like a zombie guy full of paint pellet gun type of deal. So we're gonna have Jason. We're gonna be talking to him this week about it more.
But right now we're gonna talk to Aaron Cortez.
You got it.
He is the owner of Reloaded Gear. He is a ex-military.
He's a former jarhead.
Are you former
Devil Dog, just like Hollywood Joe? Yes,
that's
sir.
right.
I like that. Just get a little closer to the mic.
Sure.
So classier, more tasteful, and higher quality apparel for
and look
the gun
what look what he brought you.
I know. I'm just can't wait.
Brought you his hat. What's it say on it?
Make America Shoot Again. That is priceless.
Yes, sir. That's the hat that started it all.
Is that what started it all?
He brought that hat out when we were all out at for Lance Reeder's deal for the charity shoot at Pahrump, Nevada.
Yeah, that was a great event.
Earlier this year. Front side. He made up those hats and brought them out, and they're an absolute hit. And so Aaron also is an amazing website designer and some other stuff, but he's got this great company that makes all this great apparel and stuff like that. So we thought we'd have him on and talk about this, wonderful hat, Make America Shoot Again. And look what he's wearing.
Is he the one that made our website?
Yes.
You don't even look like the guy that made our website. Did you have a beard last time, or did you just grow that?
No, I look the same.
Dude, I need to go see a doctor.
He just got a really kick.
It's the new shirt.
I'm over here bragging on Aaron, and I'm sitting right here.
He's right here. Isn't that great?
No, I tell everybody about the website, dude. I tell everybody. I get people to.
What is the website?
Gunsportsradio.com.
You got it, and that's right.
And I love it. I just like the layout. I like the candid photos. I love it.
Yeah, he did a great job laying
we
everything
built
out.
it together.
I just
Yeah. Well, Lance did.
He came up with the whole deal. And what's your website?
It's reloadedgear.com.
Okay.
And so I really appreciate you guys having me on the show. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me on. The Reloaded Gear. It kind of started. It's kind of started with two missions. The first is, I mentioned that I wanted to have some really higher quality, more tasteful apparel for the gun industry. Mm-hmm. And this started because you guys have been to gun shows. You look around and you see a lot of the stuff that you see out there. A lot of it's kind of overly violent, a little bit tasteless, kind of low quality. And I was always thinking, as gun owners, especially in California, you're kind of already on the run in California. You feel like you're surrounded by enemies around here as a gun person. Mm-hmm. And I thought, is it really helping our image to have a T-shirt that says, kill them all and let God sort them out, or some kind of...
I kind of like that.
Wait a minute, I kind of like that. You got one?
But he's right.
You can buy it. They're 2 for $10 at most gun shows or something like that. But yeah, stuff like that. And I just thought, I could do a little bit better than that. So I do branding and I do apparel. You guys seen some of my work, some of my design stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I always wanted to have something that was a little bit more tasteful and higher end. So my first product was the Make America Shoot Again hat. I love it. And I had a lot of fun with that. That started just kind of as a fun little project that I made for a handful of friends and shooting buddies. And then it kind of grew from there. And then I started making T-shirts. I just released a Make America Shoot Again T-shirt last week. And I've had a really good reception from that. And I've been hitting every gun show I can with my booth this year. I'll be at Phoenix next week. I'll be at the next Del Mar here, the next one in Del Mar. I'll be at Costa Mesa as well. So I've had a lot of fun with that, and it's really cool to meet everybody and get all that instant feedback from people and see how people like it. So far, it's been a great response.
Now, does any of the proceeds go to anything other
than
your left pocket?
I'm glad you asked. Absolutely. So another thing I'm really big on is I am a veteran entrepreneur, and there's a lot of us. Something I feel really strongly about is that veterans, after they get out of the military, should continue serving. And I feel like a lot of veterans have kind of that entitlement. They kind of want the world to thank them for their service. And I feel the exact opposite. I feel like I want to continue to serve in different ways. So one thing I feel very strongly about with my company is being able to give back to the community using the profits from my company. So I am going to be giving 10% of all the profits from Reloaded Gear Company to community-oriented projects. And I'm really big on doing small projects because rather than kind of writing a check to a nameless charity, I really like the idea of doing something where I can have a before and after picture. So maybe it's doing something small like restoring a small monument or restoring a part of a garden or a cemetery or something like that, where I can show this money was actually used to do this, and you can actually see the difference right there in front of you.
And you know what's unique about what you just said, and I was actually shocked because I was expecting you to say, okay, well, 10% is going to go to either Wounded Warriors or just not taking anything away from those groups.
Well, they're great organizations,
phenomenal organizations. Yeah. But your concept to say let's refurbish a cemetery, let's refurbish, that is just awesome because you're thanking everybody, not just a small group of people.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel really strongly about that.
I do too. I think that's awesome.
Especially memorials and cemeteries like that. It's just personally to me, they're very beautiful. In fact, at the last Memorial Day service, I was up at the LA cemetery in Westwood. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. It's an absolutely gorgeous piece of property, especially in crowded West LA. They have this beautiful 40-acre plot. There's 90,000 graves dating all the way back to the Civil War there. Wow. And when I got there, I got there early because I wanted to help out, put out flags and whatnot. And I saw that hundreds of the flags had already fallen because they have Boy Scouts, putting them out, and they don't stick in the ground very well, so they fall. So I did what I could, and me and my stepson actually went out there and grabbed as many as we could and stood them back up as quickly as we could.
Wow.
So, just little things like that. I just feel very strongly about the memorials and things like that. So if I can take money from profits from the company to help support things like that, it means a lot to me.
So you do hats, T-shirts?
Yes, sir.
What else?
And more stuff coming. Hats and T-shirts from now, but I have more stuff coming. I'll be releasing quite a few more designs, hopefully cooler and cooler things in the months ahead. And then I do have some interesting pieces of gear coming up too. That
we got two entrepreneurs in this room.
We do, and it's too bad.
Ex-military entrepreneurs in the clothing.
If we
there's a lot of us.
We're going to run this thing eventually. The show on Facebook Live, but I wish people could see the quality of that hat. I mean, it's beautiful, and what Aaron's wearing. So it's a real high end.
Well, it's a
beautiful
functional
stuff.
hat. It breathes. That's one of the things learning from the stuff we've been picking up in this industry. I mean, it's great. I mean, you're not.
It's a shooter's hat.
Yeah, it's
you're out there on the range.
Put it on, Dave. Put it on. Let me get the shot here. Yeah. He could talk. Put a hat on at the same time.
Come on, go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it. It's all right. I've been used to it. But as soon as I
give us the website again.
It's reloadedgear.com.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that, Aaron. You gotta
Get that picture. Right there. Okay, we got to keep talking. It is radio.
No dead air.
Yeah, no dead air. Everybody goes dead.
You talk about doing Facebook Live. I can't wait till we do that,
I'm
because
not
this
doing
show
Facebook Live with you. What are you, crazy?
This show is so much fun during the breaks.
Yeah, but you know,
the breaks are hilarious.
Hey, we're gonna have to get a bigger parking lot, man. if we have you on Facebook Live, God, the women will be just flooding this place. I can see it now. So,
what's the hat retail for?
It's $21.95 on the site.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great,
Hey,
man.
and if you go to, I'm going to do a plug here, because if you go to aloneandunafraid.com, our male model for our T-shirts is.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, it's you. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? Your male model now for the unloaded bikini is right there.
Right, yeah, it's my turn.
You guys are crossbreeding or something.
I think we're doing something. Ooh,
That's getting creepy.
getting creepy.
That's great.
It's getting way creepy. Yeah, more creepy every time we bring him on.
Oh, that's good.
So, all right, San Diego County gun owners, folks, you got to go join as little as $10 a month. It's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Get down there, join up. Go to San Diego County gunowners.com, join up. Gun Range San Diego, join up. Trident, check them out.
Yep.
It's just it's the only way we can help out, folks. And Reloaded Gear, brand new company, need to help them out.
And don't
as well.
forget our good friends at 511.
511 Tactical. Ooh, I sleep in my
Go
511.
see Dean
Tactical.
down there in Mission Valley, 511 Tactical, and stock up, man.
Oh,
They're just
yeah.
terrific. Dave's
Unbelievable
got another
stuff.
great shirt on from 511 Tactical.
Yeah, 511 Tactical. Go get them, Tiger. All right, well, I think we're just about getting close to the end of it. Let me listen. Is there music? Yeah, he's playing some, I don't know what kind of
What's he
music
playing?
this is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where's Nick when you
Chinese
need
or
him?
something. I don't know what he's playing.
All right. Have a good 4th
All right,
of July
hey, we're
weekend,
back
Dave.
next week. And, hey, happy 4th to everybody. And
Yep.
go hug a military guy.